What comes to mind when you hear the name Einstein? A brilliant genius, right? Someone with incredible achievements and complex formulas like E equals mc to the power of 2. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But here's the truth. Einstein was just an ordinary person, just like you and me. Yet, because we usually only see one side of his life, we think that becoming someone like him is impossible. But the story of Einstein's life isn't about the birth of a genius, it's about the becoming of a genius. Did you know that Einstein couldn't speak until he was 4 years old? Or that when he took his university entrance exam, he only passed 2 out of 7 subjects? And even during his time in university, his grades were good, but not extraordinary. For 6 years, he couldn't land a decent job. And for many years, he worked as a clerk at a patent office. Things were so tough early in his marriage that he and his wife had to give away their first child for adoption, and he never saw her again. So, how does someone like that go from struggling to become the symbol of genius in our time? If you think reaching his level is impossible, then this video is for you, because today I'm sharing 5 of Einstein's biggest secrets. And if you apply them correctly, you might just unlock your own genius. Secret number 1. Don't make a fish climb a tree. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. Einstein said this, and he was 100% right. We live in a world where so many people are in the wrong place, doing things they were never meant to do. Doctors who wanted to be musicians, engineers who dreamed of being professional athletes. They were pushed into paths that weren't suited for them by family expectations, life circumstances, or other reasons. The most important step towards success is discovering our true talents, or even just remembering them. It doesn't matter how old you are or what situation you're in. People like Colonel Sanders, who discovered his simple talent at the age of 62, or Grandma Moses, who rediscovered her childhood love for painting at 78, found success later in life and became role models. So, the first step: discover your real talent. But discovering your talent isn't enough, because this is where secret number 2 comes in. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. Let's be real for a second. Ever looked at a successful person and thought, well, of course they made it. They were born talented. They had rich parents. They were just lucky. This is a trap that many of us fall into. These are the biggest lies our mind tells us. Because the truth is, most successful people weren't the most talented ones. We use their talents or privileges as excuses for our own lack of success, because all we see is the outcome, the final shine. But behind that shine is a world of effort, perseverance, and hard work that we often overlook. Remember the story of the tortoise and the hare? The rabbit had the natural talent to run fast, but it was the tortoise, slow and steady, who won the race. If the hare had worked just as hard as it was talented, the tortoise would have never stood a chance. The truth is, most of the world's greatest successes belong to those who work tirelessly, not just the naturally gifted. So, the first step is to recognize our own talents, and the second step is to pour all our effort into those talents. Now, let's move on to secret number 3, because without this one, your genius will never fully activate. Secret number 3. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Einstein always said that imagination is a genius's greatest weapon. Today's education system often stifles imagination. They push students to memorize facts and solve problems without allowing them to think outside the box. Today, in schools and even at home, creativity is often discouraged. For example, some parents think that to raise a smart kid, they should only fill their brain with science books and math problems. But Einstein's advice: if you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Why? Because genius starts with creativity, with imagination, with seeing things that others don't. Every breakthrough in history, every innovation that changed the world started with imagination. When everyone else saw a rock, Michelangelo saw the statue of David within it. While others were focused on walking on the ground, people like Da Vinci and the Wright brothers imagined themselves soaring through the skies. Imagination is powerful because it changes the way we look at the world and the way we act within it. It makes our efforts more targeted and different from everyone else's. It is one of the essential ingredients for change. But now it's time for a serious challenge, because without this secret, you'll never truly grow. Secret number 4. The only measure of intelligence is the ability to change. We all love the idea of change. We've all had that moment when we thought, tomorrow or next week I'll start over. I'll live my life differently. But most of us never follow through. Why? Because change is scary. Because change means facing new challenges, stepping out of our comfort zone, and leaving behind old habits. And the biggest reason we resist change? A single terrifying question: what if I fail? And that's exactly why 99% of people stay stuck where they are. But if you understand this next secret, everything changes. Secret number 5. Failure is just success in progress. Einstein famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." When we fail, we see it as the end of the road, but Einstein and other geniuses saw failure as just another step towards success. Each failure is an opportunity to learn something new. It's a chance to understand what doesn't work, so we can eliminate the wrong parts and move closer to what does. But even with this positive view of failure, it's still scary, isn't it? We all fear failure. Einstein himself acknowledged this, saying, "The only way to avoid mistakes is to do nothing." And once you understand this, you'll never fear failure again. You'll fear standing still. So remember, find your real talent, but don't stop there. Work harder than anyone else. Use your imagination. It's your superpower. Embrace change instead of fearing it, and see failure as just another step forward. If you found this video useful, subscribe to the channel and check out this video next. It's the incredible story of Grandma Moses, who discovered her true calling at 78.